Powered by Riverside FM.
What I'm trying to say is that if I can change,
Я думаю, что каждый тоже изменился
and
сегодня.
you can change,
Вы можете измениться.
everybody can change.
Каждый может измениться.
You're listening to WildFireRadio.com presents the Jerry Torres program. No bad news, no sad news, no politics, no religion, just happy fun stuff. And now, here's your host, Jerry Torres.
Five-time Emmy Award-winning anchor Ron Burgundy and Tits McGee.
Now go do that voodoo that you do so well.
Yeah! Wow! Oh my God. Hey, what was that? Anyway, welcome one and all to another episode of the Jerry Torres program. Thank you all for coming. Anyway, screw this. Hello? Is everybody listening? Am I alive? Okay, good. Oh my God, I thought there was a freeze on my system. Good Lord, man. What the hell is going on? You know what I need? I need some. Wait, what can I have here? Hold on. Let me look around here. There we go. No, that's not it. Damn it. Okay, hold on. Let me look for this. Hold on, people. Here we go. Dr. Daddy Love's here for you, baby. Yeah, it's time for the Jerry Torres, Dr. Daddy Love show. Yeah, girl. Oh, what the? Damn it. Just when I had everything going right. All right, let's do that one more time. All right, screw that. All right, let's do it again. Ladies, all the ladies, listen up. It's time for the Dr. Daddy Love show. What's happening, baby girl? There's thunder in my pants. Anyway, let's go. Oh, man. I cannot believe that finally this hot, oppressive heat has finally gone. And I couldn't take it. I could barely go out. I could barely do anything. You know. Oh my God, what the hell was that? So the heat, what the hell did I just touch? Anyway, so I couldn't take this freaking hot weather anymore, man. I was inside blasting. Now it's a cool breeze. Yeah, man, this is nice. It's like almost down 73 tonight. I was happy, man. I was like, yo, let it cool down, man. I could wear my jackets again. Screw this oppressive hot weather, man. I could not take it anymore. You know, when I went to the drive-thru to order my meal, I was in my car. I was like, yo, burger, fries, and a Coke to go, please.
Welcome to another typical burger restaurant.
I said burger, fries, and a Coke, please.
Would you like fries with that?
I said fries with my burger and Coke, you stupid.
I take your order.
You know what? Never mind, man.
Go up to the second window, please.
I ought to beat your ass.
There's no takeout at the Radizio.
Anyway. Oh, my God. Movies that are coming out this weekend. I want to see F1. And then 28 years later, I want to see that one. And then the next one is the Superman movie. I'm waiting for that one. And I hope they don't mess it up. I really don't, man, because if they do, it's gonna ruin DC forever. It is, man, because DC is struggling. They are struggling. Unlike Marvel, Marvel pretty much is going through a great direction. It's bringing the fans what they want. It's making the fans understand the storyline, what's happening. With DC, it's just going loop de loop, roundy round. Hey, let's talk about this again, and let's talk about the same origin again. It's come to a point where you're like, okay, what direction is DC going? You know, they're going with a new Penguin and a new Batman. Now they're working on a new Wonder Woman. It's like you're changing stories around left and right. DC, Marvel's not like that. Marvel's like one direction. Boom. We all know what's going on. Great following of the story. But when it comes to DC, it's like, hey, we're going to change this here, add this here, and imagine this one here. And it's like, whoa, 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 what are you doing? So this is the final shot from what I've been reading, that if Superman fails at the box office, pretty much DC has a long road to go to recover. And I hope that doesn't happen. I mean, I'm already reading like some early critics were like, "Oh, what are you doing? You got to add this, you got to add that." They're saying like this Superman. One guy was saying that he said you put too many villains in a movie, it's going to confuse the crowd, But then they were like, "Is Green Lantern coming down? Is well, it is the Green Lantern, but not the Green Lantern that we know." Listen, all I'm going to say is this. I want to see it. I am going to see it. I'm going to see F1. It's 88% Rotten Tomatoes. 28 years later, that's like close to 100% Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm definitely going to see these three movies, regardless. Even though if I wait to come in streaming service, I will. Which, by the way, the Mission Impossible is like 3 hours long. I'm like, oh, screw that. Like I've said before, if there's a movie past 3 hours, I am not going to go to the movie theaters and watch it. I'm not. Because, I mean, God, 3 hour films from Quentin Tarantino to James Cameron. It's to me, Martin Scorsese films. When it comes to the 3 hour limit, oh my God, you try to sit through a 3 hour film in a movie theater, it's impossible. Number one, you have to eventually get up and go pee. And when you do go up, you pee, you relieve yourself, and then you go back, and then all of a sudden you miss 5 minutes of point plot of the film, And it's like, hey, what happened? Oh, what did I miss? Like, oh, God. Another thing, you can't hold your fart in the movie either. It's impossible. It's impossible. You got to release the beast, man. Satan's come to come out, It's impossible to hold your fart in a movie theater. Good Lord, man. It's like, oh God, boy, who's the mystery villain? Is it? Oh God. You got to get up and go. Here's what they should do. They should build fart pods in movie theaters. Pete, you got to get up and go. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about if you build a fart pod in a movie theater, think about it. It's a good idea. You got to release the beast, and what if it's a potent one? But if you go in a fart pod, right? It's kind of like those new urinal cakes. You pee on it, it smells like pine fresh cinnamon heaven, whatever. I think that's the name of the scent. But think about it. If you build a fart pod and you fart, there's a special device in there that makes a fart smell like fresh roses and baby feet. You know what I mean? And then everybody can enjoy. Hey, man, was that you in there? It's like, yes, it was. Oh, my God. I smelled lavender and fresh milkshake. Oh, thank you, Oh, good God. Here's another good thing about when you're watching a 3 hour film. It's good to watch it at home because you can pause it. You know what I mean? You can go to the bathroom, make a sandwich, finish the deck in your backyard. You can do some grocery shopping, come back, take a shower, do some laundry. And then when all's said and done, you can go back and unpause it and continue watching the film. Who wants to sit through a 3 hour film in a movie theater? Nobody. That's the great thing about technologies that's advanced now. It's streaming. You can go home. The remote's your best friend. Yeah, you can wear whatever the hell you want And hell, you can watch the movie fully naked. Oh, good Lord. Anyway, so besides all that, like I said, I'm going to wait till it comes out on streaming services. Right now, listen. Oh, God. Iran is on their own. I'm sorry. And any Iranians out there, that are not against any other country, but more power to you. You know what I mean? I mean, listen, I have nothing against Iran, even though you guys are very strict. I would say what I want to say, but then I might get in trouble for saying it. But I think if you build brothels, let me stop. No, you can all be loose and happy. Oh my goodness, this is what we're missing. We love America. You see? But anyway. Great. Now I'm going to hear it. But listen, they showed like Iran is not like an evil organization. The people in Iran are beautiful. They're very nice. But it's the regime that's pretty much having them whole, like, and the Muslim religion is supposed to be about peace and brotherhood, But when Iran grabs that religion, they're like, no, we're going to make it so strict. We're going to make sure nobody pees. All right. I don't know, man. Like women wearing the hijab over their heads, and it's like, oh God. It's like the poor country can't speak, But what I love about it when they called Russia for help, hey, Russia, help us. Russia was like, wait a minute, man. We signed a contract for like your energy and your minerals. We didn't sign a contract for military help. It's kind of like the divorced father, you know what I mean? And the son calls him, hey, Dad, Mom's acting like a bitch. Can I move in with you? And the father responds back, hey there, kiddo. Not today. Yeah, Daddy's gonna be really busy these next 2 weeks. All right, big guy. All right, Tiger. I'll pick you up next Saturday. We'll talk about it more. All right, hang in there, little guy. Not realizing he has 2 women in the bed with him. I mean, it's like, Daddy's busy. Yeah, right. The Viagra's kicking in. I don't know, man. My heart goes out to those people in Iran. It's like to a point where that country is like, listen, we just started something. We have to finish it. How? We surrender. You know what I mean? That's it. We got to give it up. Give Iran to Saudi Arabia. And I spoke to Iranians at my job. They left that country because they got tired of the restrictions. But I remember one of my coworkers who's Iranian. He just said that Iran's dream is to control all the Middle East. That's why they're building a heavy army. That's why they want to build this nuclear facility. That's why they want to build a nuclear bomb. They wanted to control all of the Middle East. Like they want it, but I don't know. I don't think that dream's going to happen. I mean, it pretty much sucks, I don't know, man. But if the people can rise up and kick that whole organization out, have women leaders, have women lawyers speaking up, have all the women driving, have all the women wearing like crop cut shirts, long hair, revealing some of their body parts, something. And that way Iran can be like, hey, this is what we're missing. What? Women that reveal stuff. Okay, cool. I don't know, people. Oh, good Lord, man. Let's continue on. Goody, goo, 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 goo. Oh. Man, oh, man. So yesterday, like I was saying, it's so oppressive. It was so hot. It was so ridiculous, man. It was to a point where I just, it's unbearable for me. I prefer like mildly cool weather, I prefer like fall and winter. But when it comes to that extraordinarily buff heat, it's like, really? Why are these people that love it so much? Yeah, let them put them out in the middle of the desert with just a water bottle. Let me see how they feel about it. What the hell were we thinking? Oh my God. I miss a snowflake. I miss a cool breeze. I just can't do anything. Couldn't even go anywhere because I have to blast the air conditioner in my car. I wanted to hang outside a bit. I wanted to go jogging outside, but the heat was just way too much. Anyway, I don't know, people. But for right now, this cooler weather, there's a storm coming, and I'm real excited for that. And I just hope it just destroys and puts out this unbearable heat that we've been feeling for the past 2 or 3 days. Good God, man. I mean, at my job, I was transship and I kept moving around, which was good. But when you do DCM is like when you put the carts in the trailers, it's like a pizza oven in there. Seriously, you could bake pizza, bake cookies, and a good whole turkey in those trailers. And I'm telling you, you have a feast, a full meal. Hey, this thing is good. What is this? Turkey and pizza. Yeah, I cooked it in my trailer. I just left it in there for a couple hours. It's unbearable, man. And I know there are those people that just love heat. Oh my God, they love the hot. They love the humid. They love the muggy. And I ask myself, are you effing nuts? Once you build an apartment in a pizza oven, for all I care, I gotta have changing of the season. I gotta have cool weather because I love my jackets. I do, man. They match my shoes. Oh God, man. I don't know, man. It's summertime. It's July, almost July. June is almost over. Thank God, because I really cannot wait for football season to start. You know what I mean? Right now, the reason why I want August to be over is for these preseason games to start. That's what I want, man. I really want, because right now, with all the rookies that they signed, all these new starters, right? They're thinking, yeah, this is it. I'm in the big leagues. I'm in the big boy pants league. And it's like, no, you're not. You know what I mean? They come to realize that during preseason, they check you out. They test you out. They look at you. They want to feel you. They want to know if you follow orders and commands, the plays, everything of everything of everything. It's not like high school and college where you're a star. I'd be like, oh, hey, why do you do the play that I gave you? Oh, I figured this, but I scored, coach. Yeah, do that in the pro leagues, bench you. You do as I say. I give you the commands, And it's funny how right now some of these rookies are like, they're thinking they're already mega stars. Boy, wait till they get the reality when their team is like 1-16, you know what I mean? Or they haven't made one single run or a certain pattern move, and not even a score, let alone. To be a star of a football team, especially in the pro leagues, the NFL, I mean, you really got to show heart and soul, man. They got to see runs. They got to see interceptions. They got to see, like, your talent that you gave in high school and college and you're giving here in the pro leagues. They get that wake-up call when they boo at their asses. Already they're like, I'm going to get $20 million. Like, no, you're not. Yeah, keep thinking that, dude. It's kind of like Deion Sanders' son, which we all know his dad probably pulls some strings. He's already thinking, yeah, I'm in the pro leagues. I'm in the big boys. No, you're not. You're in the practice squad, dude. You know what I mean? All you got to do is F up once, maybe twice, and you're gone. He's already thinking, it's like, you're going to be like my dad. You're nothing like your dad. All right? You will not ever be like your dad. And it takes years, or maybe it takes approximate, maybe 2 or 3 seasons for the fans to see that you got potential to deliver something for the city of that team you're playing for, and the fans can be brutal. We all know that, from Eagles, Detroit, Chicago. I mean, good Lord. You get that wake-up call when they call your name and your ass is being booed. You're like, well, what am I doing? Next thing you know, you're traded to 3 or 4 teams. It's like, oh, God. What am I doing? Oh, your career's being over, dude. Anyone knows that for a player to be traded from one team to another in like 2 or 3 seasons, that means your career is over, dude. I just can't wait to see Aaron Rodgers play for Pittsburgh, if he does, because he did a lot for the Jets. Actually, he didn't do squat. He didn't do nothing. But it'd be nice to see what he does for Pittsburgh. If he takes them to the Super Bowl, have them win their second one, then I'll be like, oh my God, there was potential, you know? But if he doesn't do it, it's like, dude, please stop playing. Please be a commentator. All right. We want to see you as a commentator. Oh, wait, what the hell's happening here? All right. Let me get this here. All right. And get this here. Oh, my Lord. Okay. I'm trying to get this up. There we go. Yeah. So,
Touchdown!
So we'll see what happens when preseason starts, which will probably be, well, everyone knows, everyone's called it, I think in late July, 3rd or 4th July, not the 3rd, I'm talking the 3rd week or maybe the 4th week, all the players being called to practice, they all go to their meetings. They cannot be late. They cannot show up late. They got to be there, spend the night in some dorms and stuff. Everybody knows the routine. You get the coach, your assistant coach, the entire coaching staff, introduction, the seminar, all that other crap. Next thing you know, they get their playbook. Next thing you know, they get the talking to, the big breakfast, the big hoo-ha. And then all of a sudden, okay, guys, we'll be practicing. But the coach is 100 degrees. Stop being a pussy. Practice. This is what you signed up for, rookie, And then all of a sudden, preseason games start. That's when the big bucks come in, because right there, they're watching you like a hawk. And I'm not talking about the coaching staff or the sideline coaches. No. I'm talking about the media will be watching. I'm talking about for that city that you're playing for, like Detroit or Chicago, they're going to have a sports writer from that city. And they're going to be watching you to see how you are, what he's doing, and give every single little detail of your personality and your mood. And if you're not living up to par,
Touchdown!
you're out. Out. Good God, man. Where's that? Where's the out one? Damn it. I had an out one. Oh my God, you're out. You know what? I don't have it. Sunham Beach. Oh my God, you're out. There it is. I think that's it. Here it is.
You're out!
That's it. Oh my God. Ow.
It sounds like a you problem.
Anyway, so let us hold our breaths. Let us count the days until football comes back. Real football. I can't stand this United League football crap. The Kansas City fresh tampons, whatever the hell they're called. Oh my God, sorry about that. I drink my water. Oh God. So long of a wait. So long of hope. Oh God. Anyway.
Thank you very much.
Anyway. All right. So normally I talk about like food and stuff, but let's talk about movies for a little while. The villains in movies. Now everyone knows the antagonistic villain has become the highlights of every single film, from Die Hard to John Wick to, oh God, from Rambo, right? They all need their one villain, to make the film more interesting, more intriguing, And especially when the good guy knows the bad guy's traits and moves and techniques, and he calls it out. The great classic is Die Hard. Yippee-ki-yay, and Hans, you don't know this guy. I know this guy. Good Lord. But then, when you get the chemistry of the two, it makes the movie more intense, But yet, a villain doesn't just fight the hero. They challenge them to bring out the best of themselves, right? Therefore, you have a hero that's good as your villain, pretty much. Again, like with Die Hard and Rambo and John Wick, And all villains secretly make us switch teams, like rooting for the chaos. Like, for example, when it comes to the first Die Hard, I really liked the villain. I really did. He was calm. Hans, he was calm, cool, collective. He knew how to handle a situation. He knew how to get out of a situation. Well, kind of, sort of get out. You know, and he was there, and he stood his ground. And in those days, technology wasn't advanced as they are now. But I mean, he was like to call the police, and he's making deals. He's trying to figure out how to get his 600 million in bearer bonds. And John McClane pretty much stopped him from his dream, living off 20%. But the 11 best villains in Hollywood, and every villain is well written or rooted as an understandable that they secretly make us switch teams. Like I said, and you're rooting, you're hoping for them to win the chaos, But in this article that I'm reading right now are the 11 best villains in Hollywood, right? It doesn't go from 10 to 1. It just goes from 1 to 10. All right. And I read this article. I was like, you know what? This is pretty cool. Let me read this. Okay. Number 1, Colonel Hans Landa in Glorious Bastards. Now, hate him or love him, he was very funny, right? Now, even though he was a character in the film, I didn't like what the stuff that they said about him, what he did to a certain religion that was beautiful and powerful. But in the movie, he said, I don't like to be called that, But Colonel Hans Landa is cruel, intelligent, and thrives on dark humor. Tarantino's infamous antagonist, played by Christopher Waltz, is a Nazi officer who balances all his evil with his magnetic charisma. He's the dinner guest who'd smile watching you sip your wine, just as he sipped the arsenic into it. That he slipped into it. He's like, look at you and smile. It's kind of like in Dumb and Dumber when he's drinking the laxative. Waltz nailed the role and then snapped up an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor in 2010, which is true. He did a great job. Excellent job. That's a bingo. Number 2. The Joker, right? The Dark Knight, The Joker, 2008. The Joker's a man without the past. He's a myth. If you go into someone that has a past, right, prefer it as a multiple choice. He's famously quips the Alan Moore's The Killing Joke, 1988. Now, to me, this is one of the most special powers in any villain. Without a past, there's no limitation to his murky plans, right? Now, he is a sociopath, a psychopath, put it that way. And he wants to see the world burn. But there's many versions of the Joker, right? Nothing can relate to the Dark Knight, played by, oh my goodness, I just lost my train of thought here. Crap. I don't want to miss this. Hold on. Damn it. I forgot the actor's name. Now I got to look it up. Damn it. There we go. The Dark Knight. There we go. Oh my Lord. Jeez, what the hell took so long? Damn it. Heath Ledger. Good Lord, man. Where's my brain today? Now, it was pretty brilliantly by the late, great Heath Ledger, who was respectfully won an Oscar, but he wasn't alive at the time to take it. His father accepted the award. But to me, this villain, and everyone knows, adds a layer of toxic charisma, showing how he manipulates even those closest to him, right? This is my card. And he was giving an example how this guy was dark and evil and just didn't care. It was all about him. He just wanted to see the world burn. Number 3. Now, sorry about that. Let me continue on here. Yeah, Heath Ledger's performance past. Yes, I said all that. Okay, good. Number 3, Michael Myers, Halloween. Now, you got tired of the Jasons and the Freddys, and now they're trying to come up with new Freddys and new Jasons and new Michaels. It's like, enough is enough. Like that movie that I cannot stand. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I hate that movie so much. I really do. Oh my God. Especially Scream. I hate Scream. The first time I saw the very first original Scream, I walked out of the movie theater. I did. because I'm like, this is not scary. This is pathetic. This is stupid. Really? A phone call? Here, I'm gonna kill you. And some guy wearing a sperm face mask, stabbing and killing people. I just said, no way. I couldn't take it. I just said, I'm done. I shut off everything. I said, I'm out of here. I'm gone. But, Michael Myers is a masked embodiment, pure evil. He killed his sister as a young boy. And Halloween night is relentless pursuit of his victims as he made, this horror icon. That's what he is. And he's forced of evil of that he refused to die. Now, even though we remember his head was chopped off and then all of a sudden he was burned alive, and it was like, oh my God. You know what? Send his body to space or just drop it in acid. Just like a big tub of acid. That's what they should do. Oh, God. You know what I mean? It makes it so much easier for him to dissolve.
Yo, mama.
Oh, shoot. How dare you? Anyway, number 4, Hannibal Lecter, The Silence of the Lambs. Now, he's iconic. He's classic. And Hannibal Lecter is a cannibal with a class. Anthony Hopkins, 25 minutes of screen time. Those unblinking eyes, this Chianti slurp, earn him an Oscar and eternal infamy. Everybody knows that now Hannibal Lecter is Hannibal Lecter. Evil, evil mentally, not by some unexplained spirit or some dimensional world, or some book that he opened and he read a verse and all of a sudden the evil's in his body. No, he was just a mental case, natural mental case, no evil spirit backgrounds like the evil doll of Kambuku. Whoever sees the penis, he'll be evil forever. Whatever. You know what I mean? It's so many cliches of those type of movies. I'm done with them. He has to wear the necklace of Akubar in order for the evil spirit to go away from him. It's like, oh God, it's been done. But anyway, Hannibal Lecter's brilliance makes him seductive. You might be suspecting that he plans to eat your liver, but you'll still share a Cabernet with him. Oh, yeah. Anyway, number 5, Darth Vader, Star Wars. Now, these are the top 10 villains in Hollywood. Now, I agree to this. Number 5, Darth Vader's imposing. His presence of his tragic backstory, hero of the Sith Lords, embodies the ultimate fall and redemption arc. Vader's tragedy as Anakin Skywalker's fall gives him depth, right? But he's still a big badass, The way he strangles his, subordinates, just put it that way, but with a flick of his wrist, it's real work of malice, all right? Now, good and damn well that Darth Vader is, anyone that's a Star Wars fan knows that Darth Vader is evil, but he was created to be evil. He went through a lot that the people he hung out with made him evil, until he realized in the end that he had a heart and a soul and he cared, which is why he killed his boss and threw him over the bridge. So, but I guess say he was like hypnotized. And that's the best word I could find. Number 6, Anton Chigurh, No Country for Old Men. Again, this is what I'm talking about. A natural psychopath, sadistic murderer, pretty much a serial killer, but he was born wacko, Winning the portrayal of a cold-blooded hitman with a coin toss for someone's fate is clinically spine-chilling and too real. His randomness of his scariest quirk as a villain, he promotes remorselessness, violence rooted in inevitability, to indifferent to morality or empathy. This is what I'm talking about of a natural, sadistic, wacko killer. Not a Jason, not a Michael Myers, not a Freddy Krueger. Like same thing with Hannibal Lecter, same thing with Anton Chigurh. Just this born, natural, cold-blooded individual that just wants chaos, you know? He wasn't like, again, it wasn't like those cliches where an evil spirit from another dimension comes by and takes over his body and mind. Or they do with the family background. Oh my God, he was born in the Wakawuku people. What are they? They're from another dimension, another country. They're very evil. They want evil. He must wear this necklace or toe ring, in order for the evil spirits to go away. Oh God. Anyway, but Anton Shakur, the actor that played him, excuse me, Javier Bardem, he won an Oscar for Best Actor, and he clearly deserved it. Oh, good Lord. Anyway, number 7, Alonzo Harris, Training Day. Again, another example of a natural wacko. Even though it's played by the great Denzel Washington, you know. Another charming villain, Denzel Washington's Oscar-winning portrayal of Harris is a gorgeous blend of charm and menace. A corrupt LAPD narcotics detective, his manipulation, oh my goodness, where has it? All right, there we go. I had it. There you go. Okay. Now, again, he's a corrupt LAPD narcotics detective. His manipulation and brutal tactics to make him a nightmare. Now, he's renowned for his effectiveness in taking down drug dealers. Alonzo manipulates both the law and the criminals as he pursues them, blurring the line between cop and criminal. Ultimately, his unpredictability wrapped in moral, but pretty much he had no morals. He just wanted to make money. Coupled with his need for control, embodies the destructive power of unchecked authority. So, in other words, pretty much, again, a natural psychopath that just Alonzo cared about Alonzo. He didn't care about the law. He didn't care about the criminals. Alonzo cared about himself. He wanted to make money. He wanted to control the drug trade. He wanted to be the man. But then his partner pretty much destroyed his dream, because King Kong ain't got nothing on me. All right. Number 8, Dolores Umbridge, Harry Potter. Never saw a Harry Potter film in my life. Never read the books. All I know is an evil person. Moving on. This is what I said before. Number 9, Hans Gruber, Die Hard. All right. Portrayed by the late, great Alan Rickman, Hans Gruber isn't just a terrorist holding the Nakatomi Plaza hostage. He's a terrorist with style, right? As such, he is scary. He is also very human. Think of the fear of heights, right? Now, he's not here for ideology. He's here because it's cool. Now, his charm makes him forget that he is a criminal mastermind. His charisma, his sense of fashion, also his sense of braininess. This guy was intellectual, But besides all that, he was great as a villain. He wasn't there to kill everybody, which he wanted to. That's the way he would get away with it. But he just wanted to just let people know, hey, calm down. I'm going to count to 3 if y'all don't calm down. And then 3, boom, without hesitation. That's what I'm talking about. Alan Rickman played him so well, and it was like he was like a likable, lovable villain. You know what I mean? But and then when I hooked the watch and he died, it was like, oh man. But that's what I'm talking about. Like too cool for your ass, and number 10, John Doe 7. Now, despite having limited screen time, John Doe, played by Kevin Spacey, keeps you on your toes long after the credits roll. A morally self-righteous man is menace personified, right? Now, with his ruthless self-appointed vigilante formed by, moral decay. Oops, hold on for a second. I got to get my system up because if not, there we go. And check this out over here. Bingo. Now, one of the best written villains of all time. He is an important reason behind the success of the story Seven. Now, his calm and composure are his true power. You know, like especially when he was in the backseat of the vehicle, explaining how really society's like this. I see a fat guy eating, I can't enjoy my meal. A woman that's so beautiful on the outside, she disgusted to be beautiful inside, and the list goes down. It makes you think, like, wow, he's right. The lawyer who loved defending criminals, knowing that they're guilty, but as long as you pay him so much money, you be sentenced to be not guilty. You see, that's what I'm talking about. But oops, where's my water at? Excuse me, un momento, por favor. Oh God. Uh-huh. Oh God. Gotta drink my watery poo. Let's continue on, people. All right. So, number 11, Norman Bates, Psycho. That's number 11. The top 11. I thought it was top 10. Anyway, I've seen the original Psycho, the black and white version. I also saw the updated version a couple years ago. I don't like it. The original was so much classic. But the psychological deranged sociopathic serial killer Norman Bates, played by the late great Anthony Perkins. At first glance, it's just a harmless boy who lives next door. Loosely based on the real-life serial killer Ed Gein, Bates is seemingly soft-spoken, comforting, especially if you are his next target. He just got mommy issues. But yes, the original Psycho, 1960, is classic. It's memorable, especially the shower stabbing scene. Especially in the end when they showed his dead grandma or his mom, and he dressed like his mom just to get his victims. It was one of the classiest films, best horror films you'll ever see in your life. It's black and white. They did a reboot of it. What was it, like 15, 20 years ago? It sucked. I didn't like it. And the original was so much better. But those are the top 10 villains, 11 villains, in Hollywood. Oh, good lordy lord, man. So anyway, wow, the weather is getting nice and cool. I'm going to shut off my air conditioner, which I'm going to do right now, and just leave my window wide open. Oh my God, just feel that cool breeze, man. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to see if I can get it right now on my mic. Oh, here we go. Here's the cool breeze. Let's feel it. Wunderbar. Well, Jeff Bezos is getting married in Paris, France, to his beautiful soon-to-be wife. Already all the celebrities are there. They want, and he's in Paris, France, and then all his celebrity friends, his guy buddies, his sports, everybody's gonna be there. Like Oprah Winfrey, the Kardashians are there. Who else is there? Good Lord, the mother-daughters are there. Yeah. Orlando Bloom. Good Lord, there's like a list of actors, man. Just to see a multi-billionaire. God, I wish Jeff Bezos invited me. I would love to go if he paid for everything, which he will. He's already paying everything for the wedding. $50 million. He's drawing a lot of A-listers, but there's a lot of protests going on in Paris, France, which I understand why. But if you think about it, Jeff Bezos, I know how to calm him down. I'll just throw the money. I'll pay for this. I'll donate to here, and I'll help employ some people. Bam! But then again, you get the people of Paris, France, they're like being, I don't know, blind by, they think like he's a cruel curmudgeon, billionaire that just doesn't give a damn. Believe it or not, if you do his research, he's donated a lot of money to very worthy causes, And the thing is about what he does with his money, he donates and fixes things and helps people. Um, yeah, of course, like right now, like when he built his sailboat, right? And there was this like I think this ark that was there for like 200 years or something, and the boat couldn't go through, and the sails couldn't go down. So what happened? So the people were getting angry and upset. Like, oh man, we know we can't tear this down. But Jeff Bezos was like, hey, Joe, whoa, chill. I'll tell you what. How about if I pay you guys 35 an hour plus a bonus, a mega bonus, if you just take it down, and what I'll do is I'll put in the money to rebuild it, make it much better than ever. And the next thing you know, all the people, I think it was Finland, they were like, damn it. All right, he's paying us. Why not? All right, let's take the damn thing apart. You know what I mean? And they did. And they rebuilt it, and Jeff Bezos kept his word. He refurbished it, remodeled it, and made it look better than ever. And he did pay the people, including that extra bonus. So nobody was arguing. Nobody was saying bad stuff about him because why he kept his word. And now with him getting married in Paris, France, the people were angry. The people were upset. But Jeff Bezos was like, whoa, hold up, y'all. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll make a mega donation to a worthy cause, which he did. And I'll pay some people, and I'll help rebuild this and fix that, and maybe give a little here, like he was throwing the cash up in the air, like, yo, I got this, yo. I got like a guy at a strip club, here you go. Just shut your mouth. There you go. Just shut your mouth, And next thing you know, the protesting kind of like died down because they were like, damn, he's fucking paying us. I mean, damn it. How can you get mad at a guy that's giving us money, So be that as it may, he is getting married. And, all his celebrity friends and A-listers are there. It's like, damn, But besides all that, the guy's happy. He has a beautiful wife. He has tons of money in the bank. He helps people get employed. I've been working for Amazon for almost 10 years now. I got medical benefits. I work with good people. My days are good. I work from Sunday to Wednesday. And even though I can't stand the oppressive heat sometimes when it gets hot in there, but besides all that, be that people can think about this. Jeff Bezos is one of those multi-gabillionaire trillionaires that pretty much knows what to do with his money. Even though, yes, he gets his boat, he has his house. But the man is like, listen, I recycle my money in some way and somehow to help people get work, to help people get their packages, and to help, my business keep being a business, instead of being out of business. But, well, the guy's getting married. He has all his good friends and stuff like this, A-listers. The man doesn't have to be in Hollywood. He doesn't. With all his money, he's just infamous and famous for the money that he makes. Good God, I wish I had his money. Damn it. I don't know what I'd do with it. With $600 quadrillion, what would I do with it? Well, I know what I would do. I hate to say this, but I would make technology like help weapons. You know what I mean? Like extraordinarily legal, non-lethal weapons, And I don't know. I guess I would say, build taser guns, build like I don't know, like rubber ball bullet guns. It helps civilians carry them. Like the ones that can't get a gun permit, but they can carry that. But you have to have an extraordinarily clean record, And that way, the way things are nowadays, extraordinarily powerful non-lethal weapons are the way to go right now. From tasers, rubber bullet guns, ball guns, mace, pepper spray. I mean, it's the only way for people can now defend themselves. And that would create like very strong weapons. Like a taser with 100,000 volts can knock down an elephant with one shot. I'm not saying that like an elephant's going to rob you or rape you. I'm just saying that's like, I'm trying to figure out something that can knock out something with one shot. But I mean, yeah, I would do like a Tony Stark. Like he built and create weapons. Except I would create non-lethal weapons, And I think that'll help people a lot nowadays, especially how things are. Sometimes your fists and your martial arts skills ain't enough. Oh God. I'm drinking my water repul. Which by the way, I think I'm running low on water. I'm kind of glad I brought my water, man. So we'll see what happens. And I'm real excited that Roy Rogers is coming back to Cherry Hill, and it's already drawing long lines. I almost thought about going, but I'll wait till this thing dies down, especially in Cherry Hill, which is a bad place to open it. But everybody's real excited. The burgers are amazing, and it's pretty much. I'm seeing in the news right now that there was long lines. More than 40 vehicles were wrapped around the building at 4:30 p.m. as of yesterday, and they had to call the police to make sure it's maintain order. And they used their flashers, alerted customers of the entrance and crowded parking lot. Wow. Okay, they did the right thing. They called the police to maintain order. There you go. So pretty much people that were there and they were happy to see a Roy Rogers that hasn't opened there in like what 10, 15 years, maybe 20. So there was one guy that says, I'm hungry. I was waiting in line. Another lady says, I was really excited. I remember the days when Roy Rogers were everywhere in New Jersey. So yeah, man, I'm real excited too. Hopefully when this whole thing dies down, I will go to a Roy Rogers and get the burger that I remember when I was a kid. Because their burgers are juicy. Burger King has a burger, McDonald's has a burger, Wendy's does too. But for some reason, it's just missing the juiciness, God damn it. And everybody knows they want a burger that's nice and juicy. Like as soon as you bite into it, you see that dripping grease of nastiness. It's like, yeah. So the new Cherry Hill location marks the significant expansion of the chain, which once had a much larger presence in the region. But like I said, this is the beginning of the beginning to make more of Roy Rogers, to make it a great comeback for everybody. Oh, God. Well, the 50th anniversary of Jaws is around. And already they're selling a lot of tchotchkes, from shirts to statues to Lego. And now the liquor. That's right, people. So the 50th anniversary of Jaws is now in a bottle. Yeah, that's right. So for the first time ever, while people are buying their t-shirts and their toys, this impeccable flawless bottle, the crystal clear bottle shaped like the head of the great white shark, and its wide open mouth and its razor sharp teeth. The whiskey bottle, Jaws came out in 1975. This is the 50th anniversary, and it is whiskey. That's what it is, people. So to purchase it, this bottle, you pretty much have to go. Where is it? Damn it. Hold on. There we go. It's a legendary thing, but they're not saying the information how to get it. Oh my Lord. Why did I read this if I don't have the information? I think to purchase it, you have to go on this certain website to get the bottle. Would I own a bottle like that? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, man. Well, anyway, it's limited edition, and if anybody wants to purchase it, just find it online. Because I don't see the information. I don't see a website. I don't see an email address. Nothing. Why did they post this up in the first place? Good God. Oh, my goodness gracious, man. All right. So, anyway. So much is going on right now, people. Like I said, the hot weather is leaving, right? And not just that, the cool air is coming in. And I'm real excited for that. Because right now, tonight, I'm going to leave my windows open and get that cool breeze, man. Martin Lawrence is doing another comedy tour. That's great. He is a funny guy. I've seen his specials. So let me see here. Good God, man. There's so much in the news to talk about. These are the 10 restaurants every barbecue lover must visit. Okay. I guess I can read this. These are the 10 restaurants every barbecue lover must visit. Franklin Barbecue, Austin, Texas. Rodney Scott's Whole Hog Barbecue, Charleston, South Carolina. Southern Soul Barbecue, Simon's Island, Georgia. Joe, Kansas City Barbecue, Kansas City, Kansas. Almost in Missouri. Barbecue, Barb's BQ, Lockhart, Texas. I'm not going to get into detail about, how they cook their meat. It's too much. Papa Smokehouse, St. Louis. Big Bob Gibson, Dictar, Alabama. Cozy Corner? Who the hell names their steakhouse Cozy Corner? Good God, it's in Memphis, Tennessee. Louis Milior Barbecue, Taylor, Texas. Lexington Barbecue, Lexington, North Carolina. Now, going back to Cozy Corner, what the hell? Cozy Corner, What's this? This is Lazy Ass Barbecue Palace. Really? Why do they call it Lazy Ass? I don't know. They're not lazy making the barbecue, but I guess the owner's a lazy ass. That's what they call it, Lazy Ass Barbecue Steakhouse. I was like, all right, we'll eat here. Pretty much that's about it. Wow. Nothing in New Jersey, nothing in New York, nothing in Philadelphia. Gates Barbecue, Northeast Kansas. Joe's Kansas City Barbecue, Westwood, Kansas. Good God, everything is like in the Midwest or the South. Arthur's Bryant's Barbecue, 18 and Vine, Brooklyn Avenue, Kansas. Another one in Kansas. Okay, listen. All these barbecue places are pretty much in Kansas. The rest of them are like in Alabama or Texas. Oh, good God, man. It's not fair. I tell you, it's not fair. My arteries need to be happy eating barbecue. But besides all that, people, it's now the summertime. Barbecue your asses off. All right. Enjoy a good meal. I love my barbecued ribs with cornbread and baked beans. Oh my God, it's heaven for me. But I gotta be good. The days of me eating super heavy are behind me. And I don't want to be big boy Jerry anymore. I want to be rail thin Jerry from here on out. And hear this. And then hear this. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so that's about my time for the Jerry Torres program. I'd like to thank everybody for listening. As I pretty much always say towards the end of my podcast, whatever religious... Oh, wait, that's not... I am an accomplished author. I have written a book entitled Chinese Food for Breakfast. You can find my book either on lulu.com, that is Lulu, or on Amazon Kindle. And it's an ebook. And it's a book about fun, people. That's what it is. Too much politics, too much violence. My book is not about that. My book is about just having fun and seeing things that we make fun of that we don't notice. That's what my book is about. And one day I'll read a certain chapter from my book, which I'll probably do on my next podcast show. But besides all that, you can purchase my book again on lulu.com, that is Lulu, or on Amazon Kindle. And it's an ebook. You can download the book, read the book anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or your laptop. And the book is only $4, people. So you're really not going to be breaking a bank. So download the book today and enjoy a good read. Also, listen to Latice Mitchell's podcast, Tice Talk. She is making a comeback. I'm helping her out with that. But you can catch her previous podcast shows on iHeart, TikTok, or on YouTube. And her previous podcast shows were hysterical. She talks about life, family, dating, the things that she sees. She's also one of my comedic friends, my dearest and closest comedic friends. And when I saw her on stage for the first time, she was hysterical. She's been my friend then and still my friend now. I'm so proud of that. But listen to her podcast show and anywhere, anytime, but she's making a comeback. Latice Mitchell's Tice Talk is making a comeback, and she's working on it, and I cannot wait for her to make her podcast reinvigorate the soul and the ears. So listen to Latice Mitchell's Tice Talk.
In your face.
Latice Mitchell's Tice Talk.
Get wrecked.
Tice Talk with Latice Mitchell.
Real bad.
Tice Talk. Latice Mitchell.
Knock your socks off.
Also, listen to Gordo B's new album. It just came out a couple weeks ago, but it's really great music. I've heard it. I loved it. and you can download his song. Just go on Instagram, TikTok, on YouTube. You can find him again on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. His music is so smooth, it's so mellow, and so calm. You can understand the lyrics and know what the hell he's saying. So go find Gordo B's new album and listen to his previous songs. Gordo B is spelled Gordo, big letter B. Download his music today and enjoy a good music. And also listen to another great band, Funky Times. You can catch Funky Times on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. They are a great band. They mix it up with jazz, funk, and rock. They know how to make music and make music right. So find them, listen to them, and if you need it for a previous, event that's happening, hire these guys. You won't regret it because, again, like I said, they know how to make music original, and they know how to make original music right. So definitely check out Funky Times. Hit them up on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. And speaking of Funky Times, I pretty much use their music to close my show. And the 3 and the 2 and the 1 and the 1, 2 and the 3.
3, 4.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to another episode of the Jerry Torres program. As I always say towards the end of my podcast, whatever religious figure you believe in, may you be blessed. I bid you all a fondue. I'll be back. So I ask you all, please don't go changing. I'm gone. Get gone. And bye.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Limited time offer. No purchase necessary. Offer valid at participating locations. Void where prohibited. No animals were harmed during the production of this soundboard. Subject to change without notice. Side effects include dry mouth, occasional pig snort or two, sore stomach, teary eyes, achy jaws, and whatever tingles well. Laughing heart.
You've just heard the Jerry Torres program on Spotify and on Riverside FM. Plus, listen to Jerry Torres program on other podcast affiliates. Subscribe to his podcast show on Spotify. Download and listen to his previous podcast shows and enjoy. Listen to the Jerry Torres program because his voice to your ears is magic.